Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry, just got a message in Discord right now. Let's see if we can make my screen visible. There we go. I'm just checking out what new mods there are. And there are a couple here that look interesting. Okay, some updates. I think I've seen most of these already. There's this one here, grain quid storage. You may recall I was looking for a way to easily store lime and seed and fertilizer and stuff on the farm. So I'm trying to see what this one does, but it doesn't say anything in the description. So I'm going to look on the mod hub and see if that gives me any better information. Okay, so it's to store all crop and liquids all in one silo. I wonder what kind of liquids. Well, let's give it a try. We'll go ahead and install it and see if that's going to do what we want. And then there's this other one called Real Speed Limit, which I also want to look up. Because that one as well doesn't really say what it does on the mod hub, but on the website it does. Disable the speed limit given to tools so you can use the cruise control speed instead. How does that help? Useful for large fields. Okay, so does that mean you can go faster than what the tool says? Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay. Yeah, hey, thanks for letting me know about that. I'm not sure why that's doing it. But yeah, I'll have to go into Twitch and... I don't know. Maybe I need to update it in both places. Thanks for letting me know about that. Alright. Twitch, that's the one we want. And let's enable that new mod. Here it is. Okay. You know what? I kind of dig this music, but it's a little bit too loud, I think. And I can't set the volume any lower than I have it on iTunes, which is where I'm playing it from. So I'll switch to the quieter, more chill music. But anyway, like yesterday, I've got a few hours, so I thought I would get on and stream a little bit more. So since yesterday, I have advanced time to November. So it's 8 a.m. now in November, and we can see that it's not quite as light out as it was the month before. Barley is growing. What, did I miss a spot there? Oh no, I missed a little spot. That's okay. Barley is growing in that field. And in our north field, we should see canola. Neither of these will be harvestable until next year, of course. Until the spring. But they've been planted, and the seed has sprouted, and we'll be all set to harvest that in spring. So what's left for us to do between now and springtime would be to take care of our chickens and our greenhouse, and maybe start creating some additional fields on our other 2 plots of land. Right, so over here I'm going to wait for this to fill up, and then I'm going to move the greenhouse, because I just have it in a bad position to get the stuff out. Or maybe I'll leave it in the same place but just rotate it. That might be a better option. If I rotate it 90 degrees, I think we'll be all set. 90 degrees to my left, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the map here. So we can see our growth stage. We've got double fertilization. It's been limed, it's been rolled, and it's been plowed. So I think we're all set. Now we also own field 36 and 25. Hey Nevin, thanks for the resub. Appreciate that very much, and welcome to the stream. So we're going to work on those 2 fields. Oh, I like how this has lights. That's quite nice. Let's see, how much lime do I have in there? Okay, I've got 10,000 lime. Yeah, so let's check out that mod and see if it stores lime and fertilizer and stuff, and allows us to put it inside. I guess that's going to be in silos. Okay, I think it's these. Storage for all liquids and crops. It doesn't say anything about... I think we're just going to have to test it. Oh, that's rather large. Okay. Where should we put it? Things are getting a little crowded over here. I could perhaps put it right here. Yeah, let's do it quick, and then if it doesn't work, I can always reload the save. Actually, before we do that, let's just make sure I can do that. So we're going to go to autosave off. I'll save the game right now, so that way if we don't like it, I can just reload the game, and we'll get back to where we were without messing up the farm. Okay, yeah, so I'll do the smaller one. That holds 250,000 liters, which I believe will be more than enough for our purposes. How are we doing angle-wise? Let's try to make it perpendicular to that. Okay, now let's see if we can empty lime from the spreader into that silo. And if we can, I'm going to be quite pleased. Turn on the headlights. Oh, okay, this is fertilizer. Alright, so let's see if we can store fertilizer. What I wanted to be able to do was store fertilizer and lime someplace so that I can use the same spreader for both and quickly and easily change between them. Hey, Osiris, how are you? So let's see if this will allow me to unload fertilizer into this thing. Unload. Let's see. It didn't. It did not let me do it. I guess there's no way to do that. Okay, well, that's a bummer. Oh well, it was worth a try. I'll leave the mod loaded though, because it looks like a pretty decent silo. Oh, okay. Does this happen to you guys whenever I exit a game? I think it's supposed to go back to the menu screen normally, but in my case, the game just exits. I don't know if any of you guys are having that issue. Got some lemon ginger tea, which is very tasty. I'm trying to consume less caffeine outside of the morning. So I'm switching to tea after lunch now. Okay. So, let's see what we want to do. Let's go check in on our animals. The greenhouse, we're going to have to wait a bit. While we're dinking around here, we can increase time. Scale. Until we know what we're going to do. Okay. So we got some eggs there. We got some eggs there. Let's look at the animal menu. Okay, no reproduction yet in the new chicken coop, but hopefully that'll change relatively soon. And I'm pretty sure the greenhouse is doing fine with water. Yeah, still got plenty of water. Okay, so then I think we'll just work on preparing new fields then. That's really about all we have left to do. So I've got field 36 and I've got field 25. 25 looks like it's got more usable area. Let's scope it out. I've got power tools mod, which should, yeah, that lets us fly, excuse me. So we can turn on flight mode. There we go. So now we can get an aerial view. Let me turn on the map so we can see where we are. Alright, so this is what 25 looks like. We've got these boulders here that we would have to work around. Otherwise, it looks to be quite open. With just some small trees. How far across does this go? And I wonder if I can increase my speed. Okay, guess not. All right. Yeah, so we got some boulders and rocks to contend with. Aside from that, that field appears to be fairly wide open. So we could maybe we could turn that into one huge field. I think that might be nice to do. Now let's take a look at the other one. All right, now this bit of land is more limited because we've got forest. We've got cliffs and boulders. We have part of the lake. So this might not be as... And we've got the road that we want to leave in place. So I think this one is not going to be quite as useful for farming, or for arable farming. Oh, okay. That's getting into the next field. Okay, so we do have some wide open space over here that we could add a field to for crops. And then maybe this other side of it we can leave, like this area here would probably be a good place to put, you know, to expand our farm into, and build a new farmyard, and maybe put some animal pens and things like that. So I think that's what we'll do. All right. Good luck, C Black. Have fun shopping, buddy. I'm going shopping tomorrow. Not my favorite activity, but got to do it. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking field 25, we just turn this into one enormous field. Do I want that, or should I split it into two? You guys have any thoughts on the matter? Maybe I should split it into two fields. To make it a little bit easier to work. And to give me more diversity of crop options. I could probably put like a little road in. Like across here. To allow me to get to the other field, and then we'll put a big field to the south and a big field to the north. Okay. I think that's a plan. Let's do it. So we'll start with the landscaping. And we'll paint some dirt roads. This is dry grass. Okay, no, I don't think I want that. Alright, we'll use dirt. Let's see. And I'll just try to make like dual tracks about that size. And like I said, we'll just cut straight across here. And we'll go... Yeah, we'll just go all the way across the field. Now it looks like there's some kind of a natural pathway here. But I can't really see where it is. Because all the grass. I think maybe that's it right there. It's hard to tell. Oh, actually, it starts around the corner of this field, doesn't it? Yeah, you can kind of faintly make it out from aerial view. All right, so we'll try to do that. Okay. Let's... You know what? Once again, before we get started, let's save, and then I'm gonna turn off autosave once again. So if we screw anything up, we can revert. so I'm switching to the round brush. All right. Let's see. I'm going to decrease my brush size a little bit. Well, you know what? Actually, let's increase it, and then I'll add in like the center track where the wheels don't go. And I'm going to try to cut mostly straight east. See if I can find where that path is. I can't quite make it out. Is that it there? Yeah, I can't quite see where it is, so we'll just go like this. And we'll curve to the south a little bit here. Just so it looks a little more organic. All right, let's see, how did that turn out? Can't quite see it there. You're playing this map too, Apache? I think a lot of people are playing this map right now. It's pretty much the best one around for the moment. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. And then I think the other thing that we should do is I think we should also have a road north-south, like going around here, that kind of defines the boundary around that field, right? So let's do that as well. And we'll start that here. I think that was the size I used. Okay. And so we'll kind of come around here. Whoops, that one's not good. And we'll just kind of come up like that. I'll need to fix this. Okay. I'll leave that little imperfection there, why not? Okay. And then let's maybe enlarge it a little bit. Make it a bit wider. Not a lot, but you know, just kind of do that, make it look a little more natural. Okay, and then I'll do, whoops. Let's do that dry grass texture sort of down the middle. Actually, we need a little more dirt here. Ugh, I'm really bad with this. I should really be using the keyboard and mouse. I think that'll be a lot easier for me. Okay. All right, so let's use the dry grass. just kind of run it randomly, you know, like down the center. To simulate the tire tracks on each side. Make it look a little more realistic. Okay. And then we'll put a few tufts of grass here and there. Hopefully this isn't going to cost me too much. Okay. So let's take a walk through here and just to see how it looks. I think that looks pretty good. I think it could be a little bit, I think the curves could be a little bit more graceful, but yeah, I don't think my skills here are worth changing careers over. But thanks anyway. Okay. Yeah, so I think that looks good. So we'll make a field on the south side, and we'll make another field on the north side, and we'll make it as big as the game allows us to. Alright, so let's grab a plow, and we'll get to work. Oops. Grab my controller. I'm going to first get rid of my front loader, and then we'll come back and get the tools. I'll leave this over here, since that's where it's going to be needed. Oh, and there's my fourth pallet. Okay. Alright, now if I sell the greenhouse now, will the pallets remain? Let's find out. Crud. Yay! Okay. Alright, let's move this water tank out of the way. And maybe I'll do the big greenhouse this time. There. And while I've got this hooked up, I may as well take it over here to fill it. Come on. Okay, and then I'll pick up the flatbed. And we'll load those pallets on the flatbed so that we can take them to sell when we're ready. Should probably pick that up. There we go. And I'm not going to bother picking up eggs right now since we don't have that many. Alright, bring the forks in a little bit. How's that? Oh, I'm way off. Alright. Forklift work is not my forte, guys. It's going to be a little slow. Oh, yeah, you know what I learned, Apache? On this map, you get all the equipment to start with, no matter which mode you use. So on easy mode, you start with no loan. You have equipment and you have buildings and $100,000. On Farm Manager, you have $1.5 million. You have equipment, no loan, but no buildings. That's what I used. And then on hard mode, you have 500,000, no buildings, but you have the equipment, and I think you have a bit of a loan to start with. So I think easy mode is actually the hardest start, because you have old, not very good equipment, and you have the least amount of money. Which is, you know, kind of counterintuitive, but... see if I can stack these on top of one another. Just because I want to see if I can do it. Whoop. Ugh. Yeah, that's what I did. I did Farm Manager Start. So you start off with a good amount of money. You can sell all the old rundown stuff and buy some land and then just replace it with whatever decent equipment you want to use, depending on what you want to do to make money. Now, since there are only sell points for crops and eggs and produce, that's why I decided to start with arable farming and greenhouses and chickens, so that I wouldn't have to pre-place a sell point on the map. this would have been better if I had not put that pallet so far back on the forks. Get off of there. Oh, phew. Terra Nova, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Okay. Well, let's go sell these and see what they're worth. It's our first crop of tomatoes. Oh, you know what? I should strap these down first. There we go. Oh yeah, Bloodline. I've seen some videos of the forklift physics, and that's why there's no way I'm going to use a forklift until that gets fixed. It's ridiculous. It's too bad too, because I would like to just have a little forklift that I can keep at the shop, you know. But I guess we could do the same thing with a cheap tractor and a front loader. All right, so we got 2,000 liters of tomatoes. And let's see what the market gives us for this. I don't think it'll be very much, since it was relatively little effort to make, but we'll see. And this should be the sell point right here. Looks like a few thousand, maybe. Yeah, $3,000. That's not bad. There. Okay. Well, I think it's definitely worth having the greenhouse. I mean, that was only, what, 2 months? 2 months of production? I should probably slow my time scale down a bit. Well, you know what? Let's keep it at 5. I don't. If I don't get the fields completely done this month, that's fine. I have several months to go with not much else to do. So. Yeah, so let's go back and put in another greenhouse in a better position. And like I said, I'm thinking maybe I'll do the larger greenhouse. But again, I do need to be careful with my money because I still have to buy a harvester. Maybe I should just buy that stuff now so that I don't have to worry about it. I'll just leave it at the shop. Oh yeah, it was down here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, the big greenhouse is only 10 grand. Yeah, so that, I mean, that greenhouse almost paid for itself already. That's pretty cool. All right. Yeah, so the pallets are on that side. And we can put it in roughly the same location. Next to the house. That gives me a little parking space next to it. Or a place for me to leave my pallet forks. Okay, nice. Alright, now let's do the landscaping around it. Good old dirt. Yeah. Back to keyboard and mouse, guys. So, and we'll do dirt on this side as well. Let's even that out a bit. Let's see, how's that? Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Well, we put in a tree or two. Let's see. I think we want... Yeah. Put in a big spruce tree back here. Maybe a small one. And a medium one. And, yeah, I think that's good for now. Okay. Nice. Alright, let's give it some water. Drop off my thingamajigger. Flatbed. And then we'll go buy a harvester. Just so we can make sure that we don't find ourselves short on cash come spring. Now I know this this type of trailer, I've heard some YouTubers refer to it as a Bowser. Is that what everybody calls it? Or is that more of like the European name for it? Yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to have to turn this whole area in front to dirt. Yeah, I'm going to need more room. And I think this is going to take a lot more water than the other one did. Alright, doesn't say how much, but we'll give it a couple more loads here. I think I have to open the valve again. While we're doing that, I'm kind of warm. Excuse me for a second. That's better. Well, it drains a lot faster than it fills, that's for sure. Okay. I think that'll be good for now. Let's drop off our forks. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it takes maybe 20,000 liters of water. All right, so we've done tomatoes. Why don't we do strawberries? Let's do strawberries. And I know you can do multiple different things, but I think we'll leave it just for strawberries. And yeah, we're gonna need to clear out this whole area mostly, so that we have room to move the pallets around. Here, we'll put little splotches of dry grass around. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, good deal. All right. Let's go buy a harvester. And I'm just going to leave it at the shop for now. But I do want to get it purchased to make sure that we don't spend money that we need to be reserving. I think it'd be cool if you had like a little savings account that you could put money in to set it aside. So that you don't spend it on your running costs or whatever. It's hard to steer this thing. All right. So I think we had our eyes on the New Holland. Let's do this. I'm going to have some pretty big fields. All right. So let's just max out our loan. Which I think is going to be 500K. Yeah. Okay. Because, like I said, we're gonna be giving ourselves some pretty big fields here. I mean, we've got one already, and then we're gonna have two more even bigger ones coming up. So when we do harvest, there's going to be quite a lot of work, and I think we should really just invest the first time in a bigger machine. But first, let's check if there's anything on sale. No. truck would be nice to have. $43,000. But do I really need something like that? I'm not that far from the shop, and I only have one place to sell. So, yeah, I think we'll pass. We'll pass on that. All right. So now we should be looking at one of these big ones. Just kind of looking at prices here. Yeah, we're probably looking at around something in the $400 range, 400,000 range. We could get the big case. That's 634 horsepower, 14,000 green tank. The Massey is configurably a larger green tank and has more horsepower options. That will use a 12-meter header. And the case also uses a 12-meter header. Or a 13.7 meter header, which would be even better. Yeah, so I think the case is looking pretty good. And I think we should get it with the track. Because tracks are cool. And yes, we want GPS. Okay, and then we'll get the Draper head. All right, and then we also need a big tipper to carry it in. Let's see what we got here. That's forage wagon. That's carries everything. All right. There's the big Stroutman. Ooh, that is really big. What was it? 14,000 on the case. 14,000 cubic meters. I think that's what it was. I'm thinking we get a cart that can hold 2 full loads. Yeah. So let's look for something that's at least. I don't want to get something too big because I don't have a huge tractor, but let's get something that's around 30,000 cubic meters. Which would be like that Brantner. I don't know what power tube means. Timslander, thanks for the follow. .5 tons, 12.5 tons. Maybe the Flegel will be a good one. The Brantner is 13.2 tons. Yeah, the Flegel is the lighter of the two between the Brantner and the Flegel. Oh, and it looks like these can both fit a manure spreader on them. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. The Brantner is a little bit heavier, but it's less expensive, too. Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, I don't want the manure spreaders. Should probably do wide tires. Alright, let's do this one. Okay. So we're going to leave all this stored here for now. And then we'll repay some of the money that we borrowed so that we don't pay too much interest. I'll leave myself, I don't know, I'll leave myself, let's say 20,000 for running costs. And hopefully that'll take care of things. I think one of these days I'm going to sell the pickup truck and get a Mahindra. Alright, well, let's start cutting some fields. Yikes. Yeah, I love this map too, Big Vito. It's awesome. I was worried that I might be paralyzed by the lack of structure, you know? But I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the freedom and the fact that you really have to work for everything on this map. Oh yeah. Yeah, Patchy, when I first got the map, I tried playing with the old equipment, and it wears out really fast, so the maintenance costs on it are pretty high. So it seems like the older your equipment gets, it seems like the age affects how quickly they wear out, or how often they need maintenance. Alright, let's throw a weight on, and where's my subsoiler? Hello? Where's my subsoiler? Did I lease it? I think I must have leased it. I don't think I intended to lease it. Alright, we'll have to buy it again. Did I lease it? I must have leased it. Alright, we have to do the 6-meter version because I don't have enough power for 9. Alright, looks like we're going to need another trip to the shop, boys. Yeah, well, I thought I bought it too, but then this was just telling me I didn't own one anymore, so I may have sold it by accident. Hope those chickens start multiplying soon. I didn't buy those roosters for nothing. Yeah, I might have just sold it by mistake when I was selling stuff off. All right. So it's already 2:30 in the afternoon here in November. We'll have time to get started at least. Maybe we can at least get the outlines of the fields done. And then plow the interiors tomorrow. or next month. There she is. And looks like I connect on this side. This is foldable. Hey, Thameslander, thanks for the gift sub. Very nice of you. Appreciate that. Let's see if I can hook this tipper up to it with this on. It looks like there's an attachment point back here. No, it's not going to let me do it. All right. We'll have to come and do that later. Now, come harvest season, I think we're going to have to hire a worker to help us. So we'll start using workers in year 2, I think. Happy holidays to you too. Appreciate that. And happy holidays to everybody. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a great Christmas. If you celebrate something else or nothing at all, then I hope you enjoy your time off. Spend some time with your family and friends and me. All right. Holly happy days. That's a good one. Hey, thanks for the bit, sir. You're very generous. Appreciate that. Okay. So, South Field. I think we're going to just get past these rocks before we start the South Field. Alright. And let's see. We go up over this hill. We'll come over here. I'm going to skirt the trees. At some point, we can lease some logging equipment and get rid of trees that are in the way and expand our fields even further. But for now, I'm just going to skirt around whatever trees we have, and then we'll cut down the ones that are inside the field. Okay, so I think we'll start. Well, you know what? Let's go next to the road first, because that's going to define our upper point, right? Yeah, I like the Valtras. They were fairly inexpensive compared to some of the other ones. Yeah, we'll start right here. I'm going to need to turn this on for a second. Allow create fields. That was already turned on. Good thing I checked. Okay. I think we're ready to go. I'm going to just follow our little road here. Try to leave a little bit of room around the edge. Oh, and then we're going to get a lot of stone as well that we can use to make more lime. So that'll save us a little bit of cash. Okay, that's as far as we can go. And then over here, I'm going to turn on the GPS so we get a nice straight line. Let's set my width. There we go. Heading, I want to be, what is that, 90? It's not asking me what direction I want to go. What? Oh. Okay. I'm confused. Oh. Wrong mode. Why? What? Something's buggy here. Oh, maybe... Is it because of that? Okay, so I'm pointed 90 degrees. Okay, there we go. Now let's set my width. Ándale. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Apache. Appreciate the help with that. Alright, like I said, we'll just get this over kind of close to, but not too close to the trees. I think right about there looks good. Okay. And then we can turn that off. All right, we'll skirt around the rocks. I would imagine that the soil is pretty shallow if you get too close to them. Okay. All right. That's a nice looking field. Well, let's just fill it in now. Why don't we just do that? We'll do one field at a time until it starts getting dark. I don't like to work in the dark. I mean, it's kind of neat seeing the lights on the vehicles and stuff, but I just can't see very well when I do that, so... And plowing this grass under is going to give us a free fertilization stage. Yeah, I agree with you, Bloodline. It looks really nice. They definitely upped the graphics quality in this version. I'll just keep going around in circles for a bit. We're going to have to take out this tree. That's something else I can do during the winter. I've got several trees laying around from where we cleared the other field. And I didn't have the option to throw it. Alright, that should be fairly out of the way. Yeah. Actually, we were just talking the other day. We have a Christmas tree that was pre-strung with lights, and we've had it for probably 20 years or something now. And the entire middle section of the tree doesn't light up anymore. And I'm not going to go through 300 bulbs one by one trying to figure out which one I need to replace, so I think we're going to recycle it this year and get something new next year. Something smaller, actually. Because the one we've got now, we have to move furniture around and stuff to get it set up, and it's kind of a pain. Oops, I missed it. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Bloodline. if my wife didn't like having Christmas decorations, I don't know that I would take the time to put any up myself. I get enough Christmas cheer seeing everybody else's house. Yeah, so we put a wreath on the front door, and we set up our Christmas tree by the front window so that you can see it from outside, and that's it. And I do not want to get up on a ladder stringing Christmas lights outside the house. Yeah. No, and my wife doesn't really... She doesn't really help much with the decorations. She states a desire to have decorations put up, and then it's up to me to fulfill it. And then I think once my son, he'll be going to college in a couple years. And so I think once he's off on his own, I'm going to do what my grandfather did. After my grandmother passed and he was just living by himself, he got one of those little tabletop Christmas trees that has lights and ornaments on it already. And at Christmas time, he would just get it out and plug it in, and when Christmas was over, he'd unplug it and stick it in the closet. That was it. It's like, yep, that looks pretty good, man. You can pick up the whole thing with one hand. Looks like I got one more tree to take out. Whoops. Let's take out the stump. It's not letting me get the stump. Alright. Well, let's move this thing first. There. God, this thing is touchy. Huh. Ah, there we go. I'm using the lumberjack mod that lets you remove stumps with your chainsaw, so I don't have to bother with a stump grinder. Yeah, it's a little cheaty. Aside from that, I'm playing mostly realistically. Yeah, some people get upset by it. But even when I play Factorio, I tend to have a couple mild cheats going on just to make the gameplay smoother and eliminate some things that could be tedious. Yeah, right. Yeah, I've paid my dues. Well, in Factorio anyway. I've gotten all the achievements. So I paid my dues. I can do whatever I want now. Hello, the rubble. Alright, for any of you who have just joined recently, we're just cutting a new field in the plot of land next to the one that we started with here on No Man's Land. And we're going to cut an even bigger one to the north of this when time allows. We're in the month of November, so on our original plot of land that you can kind of see there in the distance, we've got canola planted on a rather large field, and we have barley planted on a smaller one. The canola will be selling, and the barley we're going to keep to feed our chickens with. And I chose barley just because it has an earlier harvest than wheat or sorghum does. So the sooner we get that crop done, then the sooner we'll be able to stop paying for chicken feed. We already have the chickens. I got the small chicken coop and one of the large ones as well. I'll give you a quick tour of the farm for anybody who's just joining. Hop out, and I'm going to turn on flying mode here. What is it, J? Oh, I must have just turned it off. There we go. Okay, here we go. Alright, so aerial view. Right, so we own, let me turn on the larger map. We own plot 25 and 26 and 36, which is the one just south of 26. Okay. So I cut a road across this field, or this piece of land, and we're putting in this field below it, and then we're going to put another field over here on the north side of the road. This is our starting plot of land over here. So if you're familiar with the map, you know that you start with a small rectangular field. I did extend it a bit to make it larger. That's where I've got the barley planted. And then I've got my little shack where I live. We've got the chicken coop and the larger chicken coop, a large greenhouse. We have a debris crusher that turns stone into lime, a little workshop, silos, water, and a basic shed. And that's about it so far. Over here you can see the north field is pretty large, as you can see. So I'm hoping to get a pretty good income when we harvest that. We've taken out small trees that get in our way, but I haven't had to cut down any large trees. And I probably won't do so until until I get to the point where I can lease some forestry equipment. And at that point, I'm thinking maybe we'll cut down all these trees here, so we have room for more sheds and things. You know, we can cut these trees up there, because those, well, those don't really, actually those don't cover too much of my land. Trees over there, that area is not really farmable anyway, but you know, we may take these trees out, for example. And then the plot of land to the south of us here, on this side of the ridge here, I'm thinking we'll probably use that area for animal pens as we expand, you know, or larger sheds. But I'm thinking right now that would be a good place to set up for cows and maybe sheep or pigs or something. And then on the other side of this ridge, we have some fairly open land that we could possibly put in another field to grow crops. So we have lots of options so far, just on those 3 pieces of land. All right. Where did I leave my tractor? It's starting to get dark here, so I think we'll take the tractor home and sleep for the night, and do some more work in the morning. Mr. Nobody, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome. All right. And back to the... I'm using an Xbox controller, by the way, for anybody who's wondering. There was a time when I had the SciTech... Oops, sometimes that happens. I've got an issue with Farm Sim where every once in a while my displays turn black and come back on a few seconds later. I don't know why yet. But anyway, I was saying there was a time that I was using a SciTech wheel and the Farm Sim control panel, which was pretty cool, but it just takes up a lot of desk real estate, so that's why I just use the controller now, because I do play other games that don't require a wheel. And thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Alright. Now, in real life, I don't think I would want to spend a single night on this mattress, but for the purposes of this game, we'll do that. One day when I have lots of money, I'll buy a bigger and better house. But for now, we're just sleeping in the shack. Okay. Ooh, $766 in loan interest. That hurts a little bit. All right. Oh, wow. I've already got 4 pallets of strawberries. So it looks like this is going to be an every other month thing, taking care of the strawberries. Let's see how the chickens are doing. Sorry, those are down this way. Let's turn on my flashlight. We're in December now. Okay, those fellas are almost out of food. These guys are doing fine. Oh, and we're up to 43 chickens now. We started with... I think we started with 20 adult chickens and a rooster. Yeah. Didn't it say I have 43? Why is it... Oh, this is the large one. Okay. Yeah, so I've got 20 adult hens, 3 roosters, and it looks like now we've got 20... 20 chicks. Now, why is my food effectiveness only 20%? Or only 50%, it looks like. total. Grain 100. Oh, okay. Or maybe that's just because you can have different types of food in it or something. Okay. So we need more chicken feed. Oh. And now my controller is disconnected. Bear with me a second here, guys. It's flashing. I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what that means? Oh, building the rotosilos, it wasn't too expensive. All right. Does anybody know how to fix this? It's no longer working and it's just blinking at me. I don't know why. Did I get decoupled or something? Is it batteries? Okay. All right. I'll have to go get some fresh batteries. I'll do that in a minute. Yeah, let's see. What did that cost us? So November, about 17 grand on construction yesterday, and that included the chicken coop, the bigger chicken coop. So yeah, so it was only about 6 grand. And I'll show it to you if you haven't seen it. Percussive maintenance. All right. Yeah, so this is the road. There's a tree in the way. 2 trees in the way. But yeah, I cut this road all the way across. And then we're going to put another field on the north end here. And then I also added a road from here up along the side of my original north field. So, okay. Well, I'm going to pause for a minute, folks, and get myself a fresh battery. So bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And apparently it was the batteries. I put a fresh pair of batteries and we're doing good. I think I'll have to get the little battery pack with the charger. I did have one, but I gave it to my son to use on his computer. So I'm just using regular AA batteries now. Okay. Yes, chicken feed. Hey, Gadzook. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. All right. So I'm going to drop the weight and the plow off back here by the shed. I wonder... if I buy... I know if I buy chicken feed in bags, I can carry it on a trailer. What I'm wondering is if I can just buy wheat in bulk and bring it in a tipper. Because that would be easier. Let's see. Okay, so it's 1,400 for 1,000 liters in a bag. Or 84 for 1,000 liters in bulk. But there's a service fee. Well, let's try it. We'll buy it in bulk and let's see how it works out cost-wise. It might save us money. So we'll, or you know what, I'll just use the tipper that I have over there. I was going to say we could reconfigure that one and put sides on it. But I have a tipper sitting over at the shop that we're going to need to bring back here at some point anyway, so I'll use that one. I won't fill it all the way, of course. Let's see how much I need to fill both of these up completely. Okay, I have to go to the animal menu. Alright, so it looks like the coop needs, looks like 5,000. And the pasture, maybe 1,000. So I need about 6,000 liters. Well, and while I'm at it, I might as well buy some extra. And we'll keep it in the silo. Let's see how much it costs first. If it's not too expensive, I'll get some extra. Yeah, it's a nice cab. I wouldn't mind spending some time in one of these. And I'm telling you, I bet... I know there's a lot of farm sim fans that are not farmers. Like myself. We live in the suburbs or in a city. I bet that if somebody had like a farming fantasy camp where you could go and cultivate fields and run a combine and do stuff like that for a week, I bet you could make some pretty good money. Build a nice lodge for people to stay, have good food and good booze. You could charge probably $2 or $3 grand for a week per person. Mark my words. Maybe I should do it myself. Oh, you're a farmer actually, in real life, Gadzuk. That's good. Maybe you can... you could probably give us some advice. If I start doing things that are completely unrealistic, please let me know. Alright, so I'm just going to buy a couple thousand liters to make sure I don't get fleeced. Okay, so that was 3,000 liters. Okay, it is less expensive to buy it this way. Right, that was... What did they charge me for that? Okay, 2,436, and I got 2,800 liters. So it's less than 1,000 per liter if I buy it this way. All right, so let me borrow some more money from the bank, and I wanted at least 6,000, right? Let's get like 10,000 liters. All right, and that way we'll have a little extra to top them off later on. And hopefully this will be enough to get us until we harvest our own crop. Okay. Yeah, this trailer seems about maybe a bit on the large side for this tractor, but it doesn't seem unrealistically large. And the way the physics in the game are now, I think we would be struggling with the load if it was too heavy. This was one of the lighter ones. One of the lighter trailers. It's what, about 15 tons, I think. Although I don't know if that's the weight limit or the weight of the trailer itself. Now that I think about it, I wonder if that's the weight rating of the trailer. And not, yeah, because the trailer doesn't weigh 30,000 pounds. That's probably the weight rating, in which case I kind of screwed myself by buying the one with the lowest number. Oh well. We're learning as we go here. Alright, let's fill her up. Oh, please tell me I can do this. Yeah, there we go. And once we have some more money, by the way, guys, we're going to... Oh, okay. Alright. Yep. We'll see when you get back. By the way, this smaller chicken pasture, or whatever we call it, we'll replace that with a larger... with the larger chicken coop once we start making some money. Because this thing only holds 30 chickens, and this one holds 360. So it's like, what, 12 times as many in this, and it's approximately the same size in terms of square footage. At least in the game it is. Okay, so we'll put the rest of this in our silo, and then we'll park the trailer and we'll get back to plowing. Whoops. Alright. And I guess we'll park this there where I used to park my tractor. Whoops. I don't want to drive into my field. Can he do it? Yeah, there we go. Let's not go through the back of it. Like a glove. Hey, K-Mac. Okay. my front weight is, it's down to 12%. You know what, actually, before we cut the next field, let's pick up the rocks from the one we just did. Let's do that first. And then we can get our lime production started for any of you who haven't seen that before. So what we did on the other fields is we plowed, then we picked up the rocks, then we spread lime, and then fertilizer, and then we seeded it. And then rolled it. And since these are freshly plowed fields, we started off with the first stage of fertilizer already. So we only had to fertilize it once, but I suspect that in the future we'll have to apply 2 stages of fertilizer. And for the second stage, we'll probably want to use a sprayer rather than the solid spreader. And that'll allow us to spray herbicide as well, because somebody, and I'm sorry, I forget who was telling me yesterday, but apparently when you plow a field, that prevents you from growing weeds that season. But since we're not going to be plowing every year, we will have weeds to be controlled. Right, so like I said, we have that mod that allows you to buy a modified version of the debris crusher, and that will allow you to turn your stone into lime at a ratio of 1 to 4. So every 1,000 liters of stone gets you 4,000 liters of lime. So I'm hoping that just by picking the rocks out of these fields, that will give us enough lime to spread onto the fields again, so that we don't have to buy more. I mean, the lime's not very expensive, but I like the idea of recycling these materials and getting some use out of them. And also on the map, as it begins, there's no sell point for rocks. So without having something like that, we would just have to dump our rocks in a pile someplace. So I think I'll stream until we're done with the rocks on this field. And then I'll probably work on the other field offline, since that one's going to be much larger, and you guys have already seen me do this a bit. Yesterday's stream and today's stream were somewhat special events because I don't normally stream on these days, but I'm off work this week, and my wife is working. She worked yesterday and today. So after today, we'll go back to the normal stream schedule, which would be tomorrow night, right? I usually stream on Wednesdays and Sundays. Let me see, what's today? Today's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. That means Christmas is on Saturday, right? Yeah, so Sunday should be good. Yeah, I don't think we get quite enough stone from the field to make lime out of it and recover the same field. Oh, look, it's snowing. Now, we haven't noticed any change in the trees because of the season, or because of the location. It's all coniferous trees, so we didn't see the colors change. See if we get any accumulation. Alright, welcome back. Hope all your birds are okay. Speaking of birds, I gotta go buy one today for Christmas dinner. We're going to have about, well, between 8 and 10 people here, so we thought we'd do a turkey. Although now that I think about it, well, no, yeah, I think a turkey is good for a crowd that size. I was going to say I'd almost rather do a couple chickens. Oh, you're going to Denny's for Christmas dinner? That's nice. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to get everybody together, and we always do this at our house. So it's kind of nice to have everybody together, but it's it's kind of stressful, and there's a lot of work to be done. So it's not entirely positive. One year for Thanksgiving, we ordered food from a restaurant. You know, they would take orders for Thanksgiving dinners a couple weeks in advance, and that was great. The food was good. All we had to do was pick it up and heat it up in the oven. You know, we got the turkey and dressing and potatoes and vegetables and gravy and pies and everything. It was pretty nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're doing ours. Yeah, we're doing our Christmas thing on. We always do it on Christmas Eve. Just because that's typical with my wife's family, and where we live, we're close to my wife's family, but not mine. So we kind of observe holidays and stuff in the style that her family does it. When I was growing up, we would always celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day. But here, most people do things on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, they kind of relax and eat leftovers and drink mimosas. Oh. You haven't seen her at all since then, Bloodline? Oh, yeah, that's rough. Oh, yeah. That's difficult. Well, I'm sure that first physical contact is going to feel real good. When you've been apart for that long. Yeah. Yep, I had a long distance relationship once, and I did not like that at all. That was when I was in college, and we were going to different colleges. We were only about 2.5 hours away, so it wasn't terrible, but it still kind of sucked. Oh, okay. I think I may be missing a few spots here and there, but nothing terribly significant. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you can just run over the spots with stones. But this is also having the effect of cultivating the field. as far as I know. She lives in Portland, Maine. Where do you live, Godzook? Please tell me you live in Portland, Oregon. That would be so cool. A tale of two Portlands. Oh, okay. So you guys are... That's not too far of a drive for you, right? 5 or 6 hours? Something like that? Or less? L2 Atlo 8. I'm not sure how you want me to say that, but thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate that. We're just picking up rocks in the snow. Oh, and it looks like I'm going to need to unload here in a moment. Yeah, we're full. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were in Europe, Bloodline. So you're talking about, what is that, Netherlands to Sweden? Oh, okay. And Godzook, you gotta take the bus. Or an Uber. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have an uncle that that lived in a suburb of Philadelphia, and he worked in Manhattan. And that was a long commute. He would go back and forth every day on the train. And I know there's a lot of people that do that kind of thing up in that area. Because nobody can afford to actually live in New York. In New York City, anyway. Me personally, I think I would like to live in New York City for a while. I don't know if I would want to stay there my whole life, but I've been there a couple times to visit, and I was enchanted. Of course, if I lived there, I probably wouldn't be able to live in the areas that I was visiting, right? Oh, okay. Near Buffalo. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I'd be streaming from I don't know where. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't be streaming from Fifth Avenue. That's for sure. But, you know, that would really, my dream would be, if money wasn't an issue ever, I would get myself a condo or an apartment in New York City, and I would have a place in the mountains, like in New Mexico or Colorado, and I would get myself a place near the beach on the West Coast someplace, and I would just split my time between the three. Yeah, the Manhattan penthouse. That would be the dream. We're like right across the street from Central Park. And while we're at it, I might as well get myself a place in South Kensington in London too. And maybe another place in Paris. Why not? No, I guess it'd probably be cheaper just to travel and stay in hotels. In Tampa. Yeah, that would be a big change in climate for you, huh? Okay, looks like the snowstorm is over. Nothing stayed on the ground. Okay. And this field is clear. Ready for lime and whatever else we want to put on it. Let's go drop off these stones. And then, like I said, I'll work on the other field offline. At least assuming I have time anyway, I will do that. So hopefully for the stream tomorrow, we'll have both fields done. I definitely need to do a little more landscaping around here. I don't quite have enough room to operate as I would like to. Alright. Whoops. Let's see how much lime we have. Almost 20,000. Yeah, so like I said, 1,000 liters of rocks in, 4,000 liters of lime out. So I've got almost 20,000. And once I do the other field, it'll probably be close to 50 or 60,000, I would imagine. Oh, wow. That's quite a long time to not see him. I'm sure you'll be happy to see him in person once again. Where did I have this parked? I need a new shed. Well, let's wait until we actually make some money, and then I'll buy a new shed. So far I've been spending like a drunken sailor and have actually earned very little. But we spent all the money, all of the $1.5 million that we started with. And there's still a lot of things that we need. Are you kidding me? There's my plow. All right. It was behind the rock. It was behind the stone picker, but I checked my inventory and I didn't see it. How did I miss it? I own 2 of them. Alright, well, I guess we'll sell the older one. That's hilarious. See, I knew I had one. This is why I need more shed space. I don't even remember what I have. Yeah. That's right. I need a smart shed. All right. Well, yeah, so I think this is going to be it for me today. I didn't want to stream too long today, but wanted to get another couple hours in. So we got making lots of strawberries. That's nice. Okay, still have lots of water. I wonder, let's see what strawberries are selling for. Get an idea of what we can make. Looks like right now is a good time to sell, too. Or actually, February is the time to sell. $773 per liter, or per 1,000 liters. Right? Yeah, so that's only about $2,000 worth. Is that right? Seems like tomatoes. Yeah, tomatoes were selling a lot more. I get it now. Okay. It's because with this recipe, we'll call it a recipe. With this production, we're getting 2 at a time, 2 strawberries at a time. So it seems like I'm getting twice the volume per cycle. And about half the price. So I guess that makes sense. Maybe lettuce is the way to go. Yeah, and then lettuce is twice as expensive as tomatoes. Maybe I'll switch over to lettuce because that'll be fewer pallets to mess with. Let's do that. Let's turn off strawberries. And let's switch over to lettuce. Because I would rather have the densest crop possible so I don't have to fiddle with these pallets as much. Yeah, and you can do all 3 at the same time. That's true. Do you really want to? That would give you roughly the same volume as tomatoes. Pure lettuce will give you half, but then you're also getting more price diversity. Yeah. Yeah, so let's run all 3. Maybe that is a good strategy. That way you'll be less sensitive to price fluctuations. Although it looks like the peak prices and February is the time to sell produce. No matter what you make. Okay, so that's good. We'll stack these up and we'll save them for February. Now the other thing I can do if playing with the pallets gets to be too tedious, we do have super strength in the power tools mod. So I could always turn that on, and then I can just pick up the pallets by hand. Right, and that'll be a lot easier. But I'll try to avoid that, unless it just gets to be a total pain in the butt. Alright, let's check our map. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we can see our new field is now plowed and cultivated. We need lime. We already knew that. And it should have 1 stage of fertilization, which it does. So we're in good shape. All right, guys. So next stream will be tomorrow evening. I usually stream at 8 p.m. my time. I'm on Mountain Time. That would be 10 Eastern. But I may do it earlier. If I change the schedule, I'll post it in the announcements on my Discord. I might do it earlier since we're not working tomorrow. I'll chat with the wife and see what is going to be better for her, whether she wants me to do it in the evening or some other time, and then we'll get it going. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Have a great day. See you soon.